We've seen with the recent revelations of the National Security Agency that people take privacy seriously, and that's no longer a paranoid fear, it's a very realistic concern.
When former NSA contractor Edward Snowden blew the whistle on US government surveillance last year, it was an unprecedented revelation, and considering that he is still deep in hiding in Russia somewhere, it was quite a surprise when he showed up at two very high-profile events over the last few weeks. First, he was hosted by the ACLU at South by Southwest, appearing via video chat, and then he was on the main stage at TED, courtesy of a robot. Snowden discussed government and big data and spying and ways that we can all protect ourselves. Whether you like it or not, his revelations affect us all, which got us thinking about things on more of a personal level. What does privacy even mean nowadays, and is it even possible anymore? We certainly are not the only ones thinking about it. There are a slew of videos out there that show us just how many ways we're being watched or tracked right now. It can be scary, and for good reason. You ever think about how much information can be linked right back to you?
Now the average person is producing huge amounts of digital information through things like internet searches, online purchases, email, social media, and all of that information is being stored on server farms, which leads us to ask the question, why would anyone do that? I mean, who really cares? Corporations and governments, that's who.
Some would argue that not all this big data is spying or even an inherently bad thing. They'd say that it could be very helpful to science or even everyday life.
Do you want to see big data in action? Well, in 2000, the Sloan Digital Sky Survey was able to generate more information about our universe in a few weeks than we had accumulated in the history of astronomy. And in 2008, Google was able to predict flu outbreaks by tracking searches for things like flu symptoms and where to buy a thermometer.
The problem is no one really knows who might access this information, what's really out there, or what they might use it for.
It was not until 2010 that a court finally ruled that the Fourth Amendment protects email, and that's one court in one circuit. Federal law still says your email can be read in a lot of situations without a search warrant.
Recently, Jack Vale made a super important and also pretty funny point about how much information we actually put out about ourselves just by using social media.
Are you Stephanie?
How do you know me?
How you doing? I'm Jack.
Did you just make that up and you just said that?
No, Elena, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I was just gonna say happy birthday. Someone in your family is referred to as Pops. Is it like a dad or a grandpa or something?
You were tripping me out right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Let me see what else I can find out from your Instagram.
Jack was able to make people laugh and probably make them think about how and what they share. He actually did such a good job, Microsoft signed him up to promote their Do One Thing program that advocates online safety.
Is your last name G? Start with a G? Like G?
How do you know this information?
Excuse me, Lizzie, do you have a black dog? Yeah, do you have a black dog?
How do you know my name is
You really should watch Jack's stuff. You're gonna get a chuckle out of it and a good lesson at the same time. Funny thing is, privacy and new technology scaring the public is not necessarily a new thing. PBS Off Book gives an incredible historical look back to trace the idea of privacy in America through the years, all the way back to our Constitution.
With technology around the 1880s, three things that were really shocking to people. A means to take your picture, which had never been known before, and very quickly after that, a means to take your picture without you knowing it with a tiny little box camera. Secondly, the telephone, a means for your voice to be transmitted beyond the four walls of where you were. And thirdly, a means for one large company, namely Western Union, to collect all sorts of intimate and personal information about people, and no real law that gave you a right to see it or to get it deleted later on.
Whether you agree with what Edward Snowden did or not, he shined a much-needed light on US government surveillance programs and the importance of protecting the privacy of individuals. But a lot of it falls right back on us to be careful about what we're putting out there. Watch some of these videos and let us know what you think. Does it make you reconsider using the technology that you have, given who's collecting information on you? Or maybe you're gonna linger a little bit longer before you post that next location tag or status update.
Gary?
Yeah.
Yo, what's up, dude? Jack.
Jack from?
Yeah, from class. Did you go to ASU? You Ashley?
I am, yeah.
Sorry, maybe I got the wrong guy. You like fast cars and...
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm Jack.